Have you ever wondered if life is merely a carousel, spinning us round and round in an endless loop? Picture, if you will, a merry-go-round, the painted horses rising and falling in a ceaseless rhythm, its tune a haunting echo of the cyclical nature of existence itself. A ride that starts only to end and end only to start again, in a perpetual cycle of beginnings and endings. This imagery is not just a whimsical fancy, it is in fact a metaphorical representation of a profound philosophical concept. Imagine if life, like our carousel, is not a linear journey, but an infinite cycle of recurrence. A loop where every joy, every sorrow, every triumph, every failure, every moment of serenity, and every storm of chaos repeats itself eternally. This is the intriguing concept of eternal recurrence, a philosophical idea proposed by Friedrich Nietzsche, a thought that challenges us to live as if we were to relive each moment of our lives ad infinitum. Imagine waking up tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, to find yourself living the same day over and over again. As fascinating as this might sound, it's a concept that goes beyond the plot of a Hollywood movie. It's a philosophical idea known as the eternal recurrence. Picture this. You wake up, brush your teeth, have breakfast, go to work, and come home. Then, you go to bed, only to wake up and repeat the same routine, not for a week, a month, or a year, but for eternity. Each moment, each action, each decision repeating itself in an infinite loop. Now you might think, I'd get bored pretty quickly. And you're not alone in that. But here's where things get interesting. This concept is not merely a thought experiment to test your tolerance for monotony, it's a challenge. A challenge to live each day as if it were to recur infinitely. In a world where every action, every decision, and every moment repeats eternally, the mundane becomes meaningful. Every action takes on a new weight. Every decision becomes a part of your eternal recurrence. This is where the challenge lies, not in enduring the repetition, but in finding meaning in it. The small things in life, often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of our daily routines, suddenly become significant. The smile of a loved one, the taste of your favorite meal, the warmth of the sun on your skin, these moments become precious gems in the infinite loop of existence. In the grand scheme of the universe, we might feel insignificant, but with the idea of eternal recurrence, our existence becomes a vital part of the cosmic tapestry, woven with the threads of our daily actions and decisions. So, what if you were to live the same day over and over again? Would you live it differently, knowing it would recur eternally? Living the same day endlessly would challenge us to find joy and purpose in the smallest of things. So let's dive deeper into this concept and explore what it truly means to live in the infinite loop of eternal recurrence. Nietzsche, with his profound insight, saw this concept as a test of one's strength and will. So what exactly did Nietzsche mean by this? Let's dive into the Nietzschean perspective on eternal recurrence. Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, presented the idea of eternal recurrence as the ultimate affirmation of life. It was a litmus test of sorts, a way to measure one's courage and acceptance of life, warts and all. He challenged us to imagine that we would have to live our lives over and over again, exactly as they are, in an endless cycle. One might initially find this idea terrifying, even unbearable. But Nietzsche didn't see it that way. Instead, he challenged us to embrace this idea, to love our fate, or as he called it, amor fati. And this wasn't just about passive acceptance. No, it was about actively affirming and celebrating every moment of our existence. The idea of eternal recurrence then served a dual purpose for Nietzsche. On one hand, it was a thought experiment, a way to test our mettle. On the other, it was a call to action, a prompt to seize the day and live life fully and authentically. Now, this doesn't mean that Nietzsche wanted us to live recklessly or without thought for the consequences of our actions. Rather, he wanted us to be mindful of each moment, to cherish it, to delve into it, to own it. If we were to live each moment again and again, wouldn't we want to make it the best moment it could be? Nietzsche's perspective on eternal recurrence is a potent reminder that life is not just about the grand, sweeping narratives. It's also about the small, seemingly insignificant moments that make up the fabric of our existence. So, as we navigate the labyrinth of life, let's remember Nietzsche's words. Let's strive to live in a way that we would be willing, even happy, to repeat eternally. To Nietzsche, the thought of living the same life over and over again should inspire us to live each moment to the fullest. What if we truly embraced this concept in our lives? What changes would we see? If we were to fully adopt the idea of eternal recurrence, we would likely see a shift in our approach to life. Imagine for a moment that every choice we make, every action we take will repeat in an endless loop echoing throughout eternity. This notion could potentially imbue every decision with a sense of profound significance. The mundane could become monumental, the fleeting, eternal. In this world of infinite repetition, perhaps we'd pause before acting, considering the potential weight of our decisions. We may grow more deliberate, more purposeful. We might strive to fill our lives with joy, love, and meaningful experiences, knowing they'll repeat ad infinitum. But would this awareness also breed fear? A fear of making mistakes, knowing they too would recur forever? It's a thought-provoking question indeed. If we truly believed in eternal recurrence, our decisions would carry much greater weight. As we venture deeper into the realms of thought and traverse the expansive landscapes of philosophy, it's important to recognize that the pursuit of knowledge is an ongoing journey with no definitive endpoint. We've journeyed through the enigma of existence, dived into the infinite loop, and explored the Nietzschean perspective. We've grappled with the repercussions of recurrence and pondered the implications of living eternally repeating lives. The concept of eternal recurrence, as proposed by Nietzsche, serves as a thought-provoking challenge, prompting us to examine our lives and the choices we make. It invites us to live passionately, courageously, and with intent, as if we were to relive the same life over and over again. As we continue this intellectual odyssey, let's remember to appreciate the beauty of philosophical exploration and the enlightening sunsets it brings. Subscribe to @Chasing Sunsets 49, and let's embark on further intellectual journeys together. Until we meet again, remain curious and persist in pursuing those enlightening sunsets. Take care.